Breaking, is R. Kelly living like a prisoner? Or a king behind bars? Because according to newly leaked audio, anonymous tip-offs, and some seriously disturbing prison tea, Robert Sylvester Kelly is not doing hard time, he's allegedly doing celebrity time. And baby, it's giving luxury lockdown with a side of delusion. How did a convicted predator end up with a flat-screen TV, designer ramen privileges, and wait for it, a personal inmate assistant named Big Ray who allegedly irons his jumpsuit and sings him lullabies at night? Oh, you thought Justice was blind? Sis, Justice is booked and busy, and R. Kelly might just be her VIP client. Is it true that guards are sneaking him Popeye's chicken under the table while other inmates are out here eating mystery meat surprise? And did a warden really get reassigned? After a TikTok leaked of R. Kelly humming Bump and Grind during prison karaoke night. This ain't just another celebrity downfall. This is a full-blown reality series nobody signed up for, but everyone's watching. Grab your fake badges and your burner phones, because what we just uncovered might just make you question who's really locked up and who's really in control. Let's get into it. So y'all thought prison was the end of R. Kelly. Maybe that was just the intermission. While the world was busy canceling concerts and deleting playlists, Robert Sylvester Kelly, yes, the same man who once believed he could fly, was allegedly orchestrating one of the most bizarre behind-bars storylines reality TV could only dream of. And before y'all ask, no, this ain't fiction. Allegedly, let's rewind for just a second. Remember when the courtroom looked like a BET Awards after-party gone wrong? Tears, tantrums, fans screaming, "Free R. Kelly!" Like it was 2003 again? Well, after that cinematic disaster of a trial, the man was finally sentenced. Justice served, right? Wrong. Because according to several sources that absolutely refuse to be named, because they're either imaginary or still locked up in cell block DR, Kelly didn't just go to prison. He built an empire inside it, that's right. While you thought he was curled up in an orange jumpsuit humming "I'm a Flirt" in a corner, Kelly was allegedly running the block like it was a music label. Inmates weren't calling him Robert. They were calling him the warden that wasn't. No cap, and let's not pretend like this came out of nowhere. The man has a history of turning controversy into currency, from the trapped in the closet saga that somehow lasted longer than some people's marriages, to that tearful "This is not me" Gayle King interview that belonged in a daytime Emmy reel. Kelly has never done anything quietly. So why on earth would his time behind bars be any different? Here's the tea that's been spilling like a busted commissary bag, according to a very shady but very convincing report from an insider, which may or may not be a former corrections officer with a grudge and a burner. Twitter account R. Kelly is allegedly receiving VIP treatment inside the prison walls. And we're not talking about an extra pillow or extra phone time. We're talking secret music sessions, gourmet food smuggled in burrito wrappers, and even fan mail delivered with sparkly stickers. Yes, stickers. Apparently R. Kelly's cell is unofficially dubbed Studio K by other inmates. Rumor has it, he turned his bunk into a makeshift recording booth using toilet paper rolls, a broken CD player, and 3 stolen socks. If that doesn't scream Grammy creativity, what does? And y'all better believe the block is lit. One inmate allegedly told a TikTok influencer on live that Cell Block C drops mixtapes more often than Drake. Another said they've heard remixes of Ignition with actual ignition sounds. Not car sounds, literal fire. Somebody set fire to a pillow just to make it authentic. The commitment? Insane, but don't get it twisted. This isn't some Disney Channel prison story. There's drama, honey. Big drama. Some inmates are reportedly furious about Kelly's alleged special privileges. One anonymous source who claimed to be Rico from Rikers, but sounded suspiciously like someone doing a bad Brooklyn accent, said, "Man, he got 2 trays, extra cornbread, and be walking around here like it's Soul Train 99. Even prison staff are allegedly torn. Some correctional officers are said to be Loki stans, allegedly sneaking him lyrics scribbled on napkins like it's high school again. Others, not so much. One source claimed a guard was written up for trying to smuggle in a USB mic for R. Kelly's new mixtape titled Bars Behind Bars. Spoiler alert, that mixtape has not been verified, but the name? Iconic. And you know who else is allegedly involved in this twisted saga? None other than a mysterious outside benefactor nicknamed the Piper's Investor, who's reportedly been funneling commissary funds like it's a startup IPO. No one knows who they are, no face, no name. Just consistent $500 drops into Kelly's books every week like clockwork. It's giving Illuminate I meets SoundCloud. Conspiracy TikTok is eating it up. But here's the kicker that'll make your head spin like a vinyl record. In 1997, multiple inmates are now auditioning to be background singers in R. Kelly's alleged in-prison choir. Yep, you heard that right. Forget rehab programs or therapy sessions. Some of these grown men are forming harmony groups, learning choreography, and allegedly auditioning for a role in the incarcerated Kelly experience. Warden tried to shut it down. Boom, allegedly. Hit with a mysterious leak of his own text messages where he requested a custom 12-play ringtone. Suddenly, choir auditions back on schedule. This ain't just a prison story. This is Inmate Idol, and it's just the beginning. Because if you thought Kelly's music career ended in cuffs, baby, just wait till you hear what he's planning. Next, from a so-called secret redemption album recorded from inside solitary confinement, to whispered rumors of a jailhouse musical that's already being pitched to Netflix. Oh yeah. The chaos hasn't even peaked yet. Now let's talk about what really sent the internet spiraling into meltdown. The scandal inside the scandal. Because honey, what's worse than R. Kelly being in prison? R. Kelly allegedly turning the prison into his own twisted little R&B resort. Yes, you heard that right. Not only is the man locked up, but he's apparently still orchestrating madness from inside those concrete walls like it's a backstage VIP suite at a 2002 tour stop. It all started with a supposed leaked memo from an anonymous correctional officer who we're just gonna call Officer 12 Play for legal reasons. This whistleblower claims that R. Kelly ain't just sitting around counting bars and repenting. Nope, he allegedly has a whole inmate choir, complete with harmonies, lead solos, and a contraband Bluetooth speaker. The choir allegedly rehearses at night. Yes, night, because that's when the creative spirit hits. What in the Tyler Perry jailhouse musical is going on here? And it gets better. One anonymous inmate, reportedly going by the name Little G, told an underground blog, "Yo, Kells runs this place. He got dudes requesting slow jams during commissary. Man got 2 trays of mac and cheese last week and didn't even eat M. Just handed them out like he Moses." Of course, social media ate this up like Thanksgiving dinner. Hashtags like hashtag Kells Correctional Choir and hashtag Step in the Name of Cell Block D trended overnight. TikTokers started making parody videos of R. Kelly leading choir practice from behind bars, complete with makeshift microphones made from toilet paper rolls. Honestly, the internet had no mercy, but it's not all just parody and popcorn. Some reports claim he's also pulling strings with prison staff. One insider alleged that certain guards are so starstruck they've been sneaking him snacks, letting him skip lineups, and even smuggling in CDs of his own music, because apparently, even solitary confinement isn't safe from a self-produced mixtape. And don't even ask how he's allegedly watching Netflix from a contraband iPad. The man might not know how to read, but he apparently figured out how to work around maximum security. Meanwhile, over on the outside, former fans are spiraling into full-blown chaos. One group of die-hard, Free R. Kelly, stands allegedly held a vigil outside the prison with lit candles and boom boxes playing I Believe I Can Fly. No, we're not joking. Someone even brought balloons shaped like musical notes. Girl, who is funding these delusions? But it didn't stop there. Another so-called activist group claimed to have intercepted a series of burner phone voice notes allegedly from R. Kelly himself. In these eerie, echoey recordings, a muffled voice rants about being set up by the industry, name-dropping executives and reality stars like it's an episode of Love and Hip-Hop Solitary Confinement. One leaked message reportedly said, "They took my empire, but they can't take my voice. I still got melodies, baby." Sir, Please, and let's not forget the lawyers. Oh, the lawyers are Kelly's remaining legal team, aka the last two humans on Earth willing to cash his checks, held a press conference where they claimed he was being unfairly targeted within the prison system due to his fame. They said he's become a symbol of the fall of black celebrity and accused prison officials of orchestrating media leaks for personal gain. One even went as far as to say, if R. Kelly weren't R. Kelly, he'd be living in peace right now. In prison? Make it make sense. Meanwhile, high-profile inmates from other prisons allegedly reached out in envy. Rumors flew that one. Ex-rapper turned inmate tried to transfer to R. Kelly's facility just to collaborate on a gospel album. Another tried to mail him lyrics titled, "Locked Up, But Still Lit." The delusion is nationwide. But the most chilling part? Multiple guards anonymously claim they feel pressured to go easy on R. Kelly due to fear of social backlash or online exposure. One unnamed guard told a podcast, "There's always a camera now. If we don't treat him like royalty, they act like we're violating the Geneva Convention." He got more fans on the outside than most of us got in our own families. So now we have a situation where a convicted felon, found guilty of running an actual criminal enterprise, is somehow allegedly running a celebrity ministry behind bars. Prisoners worshiping him, guards scared to regulate him, and fans turning a convicted predator into a misunderstood musical prophet. You can't make this stuff up, and just when you think it couldn't get more ridiculous, oh baby, there's more. Because what happens when the prison walls start leaking, not water, but influence, power, and control? That's exactly where we head in part 3, where the real consequences begin. From internal investigations to federal eyes watching every move, it turns out R. Kelly's fantasy land behind bars might be on the verge of total collapse. Buckle up, because it's about to get even darker, and just when you thought it couldn't get any more twisted, honey, buckle up, because this next chapter is what turns R. Kelly's prison tale from an inmate sob story into a full-blown psychological horror movie with a remix to Ignition. You see, while the outside world was debating whether R. Kelly should even be allowed to breathe, inside those cold steel walls, a different battle was playing out, the battle for his mind, his power, and, dare I say, his playlist. Let's start with the therapy sessions, or as one guard called it in a leaked prison memo, karaoke confessionals. Allegedly, R. Kelly was enrolled in a mandated psychological treatment program for convicted predators. But insiders claim he took over the sessions and turned them into full-blown concerts. One prisoner reportedly told a fake tabloid, "Man, we came in here to talk about trauma," and Kel started singing Bump and Grind while the therapist cried into her notepad. Another said he tried to harmonize with R. Kelly just once and got put on 30-day solitary for unauthorized baritone aggression. It didn't stop there. Word spread fast across cell blocks that R. Kelly was allegedly running pillow sessions, a code word for after-hours sing-alongs in exchange for ramen packets, honey buns, and emotional healing. Yes, apparently hardened criminals were bartering commissary goods just to hear a jailhouse version of "I Believe I Can Fly," whispered under the moonlight through steel bars. But don't let the soft vocals fool you behind. That trembling vibrato was a calculated empire. Part 2 hinted at his commissary cartel, but in Part 3, the full extent of this underground empire is exposed. According to documents that don't legally exist, R. Kelly wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. Sources allege he had a tiered membership system, complete with platinum-level perks, Level 1, a signed sock, Level 2, a slice of his cornbread, Level 3, a spot in the front row of his next bunk bed acoustic set, the highest tier. Allegedly, a custom ringtone of "Step in the Name of Love" hummed into your prison phone by Kells himself. Even the guards were in on it, or at least unable to control it. One anonymous CO confessed, "We tried to shut him down, but every time we walked past cell block E, we caught feelings. The harmonies were that strong. I filed a misconduct report with tears in my eyes." This same officer allegedly got transferred to laundry duty after joining in on a bridge of "When a Woman Loves." I mean, who's really incarcerated here? Now, Let's talk about his rivalries. Oh yes, R. Kelly wasn't the only so-called celebrity inmate trying to dominate the prison stage. Rumors swirled that a former boy band member from the early 2000s was transferred to the same facility and attempted to host his own nightly Yard Idol. Big mistake. R. Kelly allegedly responded by blasting vocals through the vent system, like a sonic flex. One inmate wrote in a now-deleted TikTok prison diary, "We woke up to 16 bars of Trapped in the Closet echoing from the plumbing. He really said, 'You want war?'" Meanwhile, other prisoners began forming fan factions. That's right, inside this federal institution, there were actual gangs forming over who could claim proximity to R. Kelly. We had the Cell Block Steppers, the Ignition Nation, and the infamous TP3 Syndicate, who allegedly tattooed musical notes on their necks and settled disputes through a cappella battles. What started as a standard correctional facility had become a twisted, overhyped Broadway boot camp with ramen-fueled turf wars, but here's where it flips from bizarre to downright disturbing. According to a heavily redacted whistleblower report, completely fictional, of course, there was allegedly an incident where R. Kelly attempted to organize a prison-wide talent show. Not just for inmates, for staff too. Word is, he submitted a proposal to the warden with a glitter marker title, R. Kelly Presents Felon Fantasia. The document was promptly shredded, but not before someone leaked a rehearsal audio. In it, you can allegedly hear R. Kelly directing background vocals, while threatening a guard who hit a flat note. You call that a falsetto? I'll see you in chow, punk. And if you thought it was all just for show, think again. Some insiders believe this entire elaborate prison persona was part of a long-game strategy. Allegedly, R. Kelly filed multiple petitions requesting to be recognized as a rehabilitated performance artist, citing his cell block choir and emotional outreach through song. One legal clerk claims he even submitted a mixtape titled Bars Behind Bars, Volume 1 as supplemental evidence in his parole request. Spoiler alert, it was denied. But guess who got a 5-minute shout-out in the rejection letter? The warden's daughter, who had downloaded the mixtape from a pirated prison blog. So what are we left with? A man convicted, disgraced, and imprisoned, who somehow turned solitary into a soundstage. Whispers continue about upcoming secret recordings from inside the penitentiary, allegedly stored in ramen noodles, passed from cell to cell like underground gold. Rumors say a surprise album may drop soon, recorded entirely on a smuggled MP3 player from the 2005 commissary catalog. The title? Still Trapped. But make no mistake, this isn't redemption. This is reputation, CPR, a last gasp attempt to rewrite the narrative from behind bars, complete with musical interludes and honey bun bribes. And while outside, the world has moved on to newer scandals and fresher chaos, inside that prison, R. Kelly remains exactly where he's always been, the center of a storm he orchestrated himself. And that storm, folks, might be spinning faster than ever. Now get ready, because in the CTA, we're pulling back the curtain one last time. So now that the curtains have been pulled back on R. Kelly's twisted prison palace, what do you think is really going on? Is he a victim of the system? Or still playing puppet master from the inside? Drop your thoughts, wild theories, or burner phone locations in the comments. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button, because baby, this tea isn't cooling down anytime soon. Stay locked in for the next bombshell.